Welcome to the Anchor Your Retirement podcast. I am saying this for the 100th time. I'm your
Wow.
host, Barb Gullen, hanging out with my buddy and pal, Tony
We're
Shore.
right here
We
together
are in the same
in
room.
the same studio for once.
This is how it all started
This is
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and we've done 100 shows. This is our 100th show, Barb.
That is so stinking exciting to me.
Yeah, this is our 100th show, and we just realized that not too
While
long ago.
We're figuring out what we
in
were
the
going to
5
talk
minutes
about.
of show prep
Yes.
that we do. We spend hours and hours of show prep. We realized
We are
in
nothing if not spontaneous.
hours and hours in that 5 minutes. We discovered where I'm like, what show number is this? 269 100. Yeah, this is our 100th show. I double checked it, and wow, that's amazing.
That is
Barb.
so exciting.
Yeah,
So exciting.
time flies though.
It does. And for those of you watching on video, if you see me looking off camera, it's because I'm looking at Tony because we're
looking at
in the
each other.
same room.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we look off camera, Barb talks, I'll look at her. When I talk, she can look over at me. But yes, we're in the same room. This is fun. Little bit of different background today, but
it is. But I really like the pink Anchor Your Retirement.
Yeah, look at that.
That's kind of cool.
It is. It's fun, and you match.
I did. It's almost like y'all know it's my favorite color or something.
We do know that.
If I were more flexible, I'd show you my shoes, but because they're pink too.
I know they are. I noticed them earlier when you were coming in, and they are not only are they pink, they're awesome. I wish our listeners could see them, but leave them on for now.
Well, listen, life is too short not to have good shoes.
That is true. They're awesome though. But for our 100th show, you came up with a great idea.
Yes. Let's talk about what we've learned over the last 2 years.
What we've learned over the past 2 years.
Or the last 100 shows.
Or the last 100 shows, this is the 100th.
Right.
So including this one, the last 100 shows. So really what we've learned over the past 99.
Right.
Including what we're learning right now.
What we've learned today is that it's really awesome when we're in the same room together.
It's much better, isn't it?
It's been a New York minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been a New York minute since we've recorded together.
Yes.
Yeah, we've done it a couple of times.
And when we recorded the first one, you were in a completely different studio.
We were up on the third floor of the lovely Gradient Metroplex in beautiful downtown Arden Hills.
We were.
Yeah.
And I had to take off all my jewelry because it was making too much noise.
That's right. I do remember that. You had a lot of bling on.
I had bracelets
the
on.
Necklace and the bracelets. It was the bracelets, though.
It was. And I am Italian, so I talk with my hands.
And
it was making a lot of weird noises.
That was funny. I'd forgotten all about that.
Yeah, and I have to be careful today because this blazer has buttons that I'm sure
Clank,
if they scrape on the table
clank on the table
will make noises that will make people cringe.
So that's okay.
I'm going to do my best not to talk with my hands today and just sit with them in my lap.
You can talk with your hands. A little clanking is fine. But I'm thinking, boy, what have I learned from? There's so much that I've learned about from you over the last 100 shows. And really, the thing that comes to the top of the list is just about the Kansas City Chiefs and all the Kansas City sports teams.
Yes.
The Royals. I didn't know, what I didn't know about the Royals was pretty much everything. And now I feel like I'm a Royals fan because of Barb. So I've got that going for me, which is nice. I know more about the Royals at this point than I do the Twins.
Well, and ironically, we're sitting in here with the Vikings having won and the Chiefs having lost. Usually it's the other way around.
Usually it's always this season. It's been the other way around. Yeah, we've had a tough season. The Chiefs have had a tough season this year too.
It's been interesting. It's been interesting. We have gotten spoiled with the winning.
Yeah.
And
Mahomes actually had not a good game this past weekend.
Mahomes did not have a line to protect him so he could have a decent
he
game.
was really under pressure.
He was rushed a lot.
Yeah, and that's not a problem Kansas City has had. That's been our problem, and it was the opposite in the game we played against Detroit. We actually had some protection.
It was nice to see McCaffrey back.
Yeah, McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Yeah,
I knew I
McCaffrey's a
was gonna
different player.
mess that. I
Yeah, but
knew I was gonna
McCaffrey
mess
is a
that up.
good player too.
He
But
is.
JJ McCarthy was back, and that really energized us. He looked good.
He did. It
I
was
have to
impressive.
say, yeah, that was a fun win because everyone thought Detroit would win. All the pundits, you know how they pick
Oh,
before the game,
yeah.
they all picked the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's pivot to what we have figured out financially over
Yes,
the last
the
couple of years.
actual the serious question is
It's-
about what have we learned? I've learned about federal benefits
You have.
a lot. I didn't know what a TSP was when I started doing the show with you, Barb. Now I feel like I could tell people exactly what it is and how they should plan and what it involves. So,
Well, I thank you because we work with a lot of federal employees.
Yep.
Kansas City has one of the largest concentrations of federal employees outside of DC.
yeah, I find that fascinating.
Well, it's the America's heartland. We have a lot of regional offices
Yeah,
there for
everything. FBI has a big
probably
office
every
there.
agency except NASA because
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to launch a ship with a water launch from
Yeah,
our
exactly.
landlocked
Yeah,
location.
the
there.
Navy and NASA don't do that.
No, but Topeka, Kansas has a large Coast Guard.
Really?
Yep.
Topeka, Kansas. Of
Yep,
all
there
the
are a lot of
places.
Coast Guard
That's
members
crazy.
in Topeka, Kansas.
That's nuts. I did not know that. See, I just
Yeah.
learned another new thing on the show, on our 100th show. But yeah, what are some of the main financial points that we feel maybe our listeners have learned over the last
I
2
would,
years?
it's I'm putting myself on the spot by doing this
Yes.
because it's really hard to go back over the last 100 podcasts and really.
We don't have notes on this in front
We
of you.
don't have notes
or
in front of us,
yeah.
guys. We are doing this with the gray matter between our left and right ears, and there's no guarantees there.
I didn't realize before today there would be a quiz.
Yeah,
And so,
neither did I. I've learned that I really like talking to people about prioritizing their finances and not hiding from their finances.
right.
In fact, I was interviewed on one of the local radio stations in Kansas City yesterday,
Oh, wow.
revolving around the government shutdown.
Sure.
And one of the things they asked me is, what should federal employees who aren't getting a paycheck be doing right now? And I said, you need to not hide from your creditors. You want to hide from them right now. You need to go against that and communicate with them so that they understand, because in the absence of knowledge, they're going to make decisions.
Yes.
And when you don't give them the full picture, they make decisions based on the picture they have.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't know your situation per se, and some of them will be good and you can work out a plan to take care of it.
You can, and it is
Hopefully.
here's the thing is when people are in a shame spiral,
Yeah.
to quote, I think, Brené Brown.
Yeah. Shame spiral.
When you are caught up in what is going wrong, we do the same thing. We fill in gaps in stories with our own experiences.
Right.
So it is only natural to think about when you got yelled at for spending all of your money when you had that first job and your parents were probably trying to teach you to save. Now, there's some of you out there listening to this that are like, they had to make me spend money because all I wanted to do was save it. And more power to you if you're wired that way. Most of the population isn't.
Yeah.
I have really enjoyed, I have enjoyed getting to know you and learning about the Twins and learning about the Vikings.
Sure.
And just having honest conversations with you about things. We don't script any of these podcasts.
No.
You know, if I'm
we come up with a topic, we might look up a few of the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do that. But yeah, we don't. We talk about what's going on, like the government shutdown. We've been talking about that the past few weeks.
We have.
Yeah.
Because that affects it affects a lot of people in the Kansas City area.
Yeah.
The longer the shutdown goes, it affects more people in the population.
Yeah, not just federal
Not
employees.
just federal
They
employees.
have it the worst and the immediate effect. but it's starting now to affect other
It
things.
is. It's the landlords that aren't gonna get the rent payments.
Right.
It's the, daycare providers that haven't been getting flex spending payments because all
Right.
of that was suspended when the government shut down because 'cause they're pulling money out of people's paychecks
Yeah.
to fund the flex spending accounts, and if they aren't doing that, then
Yeah.
it's we're gonna see it cascade quickly. Um,
Yeah, I hope they
even
get it resolved. We say
I do
this every
too.
show,
We
but
say it and we're
I
gonna
hope by
say
the
it
time
every
this
show.
airs next
That
week.
that's obsolete and that
Yeah.
people know that there is a paycheck coming.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Um, it has been really fun to get into some of these details with you when you genuinely didn't know about something, and I get to teach you. That's
Yes.
one of my favorite things to do is to
Yeah.
teach.
Well, I've done so many shows on things, and for 12 and a half years, I've been doing shows about interviewing people about Social Security maximization and Roth IRA
Mhm.
conversions and these things, which are important and huge. And we've talked about them on the show here, but I knew nothing about federal benefits. And I learned what I learned over the past 99 shows, 2 years, is a lot. We did a lot of shows, especially the first year and a half, about women and finances
We
and
did.
how there are different issues that affect women and their financial outlook and their retirement income planning and their benefits versus men, and not to
Right.
make a divide or be a distinction, but it is the way it is, for better or worse, and a lot of times for worse for
Well,
women.
and I mean, realistically, you would not go to a men's tailor shop to buy a women's suit because
No.
we are built differently. And on the financial side, we're built differently too.
Yeah,
Chances are we're going to live longer. Um,
that's a big point. 6
freq-
to 8 years, they say.
and frequently, when we get sick, we are sicker longer
Yeah.
because we didn't take care of ourselves, sacrificing ourselves to take care of everybody else. And we have less money saved for retirement on average because a lot of times we take time off when we start families.
Right.
And, the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest.
Yeah, and you miss out on that compounding interest if you're not, dollar cost averaging your way in by putting money into a retirement account as you work, like you would be if you're employed.
And a lot of people don't understand that the tax code allows a non working spouse to participate in an individual retirement account if they don't have earned income, but their spouse does. There's just a lot of stuff out in the financial services world that people aren't taught, and you can't do what you don't know. So, my goal is to help people know better and do better.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I've learned a lot about that from you over the last 2 years because you really opened your eyes, or opened my eyes to this. You opened my eyes because, I always knew, okay, the pay gap, it
Mhm.
exists. Unfortunately, it still exists. It's
It
not
still
as
does.
bad as it
No.
was in the 70s and 60s,
No, but it's still
but
there.
it's still there for sure. But beyond that, I never thought about the differences, and I never stopped to think, oh yeah, in a lot of cases, it is the wife or the female spouse who would stay home and raise children,
Mhm.
and the husband would keep working and therefore sacrificing how much
Mhm.
they had in their social security funds and retirement funds and 401k. So it really can make a difference. And then the husband says, oh yeah, when I got a chance to cash out and retire early from my
Yeah.
job, or take a lump sum pension,
Mhm.
or choose what type of pension I wanted, they choose the one where it ends when they die and not for the
Oh,
spouse, because they
right.
get a higher amount if they choose the one that ends when they
They
die.
they do, and I have gone round and round with clients that have pensions where it says that this is, what the payout is, and, that comment after life only or a period or a what we call period certain in the industry,
Yeah.
that comma means, "No, you only get that for your life span."
Not your spouse's
You have to
lifespan.
make different change. You have to make a different selection if you wanna make sure that your spouse has
Yeah.
something after you pass away. Something else that is also taken for granted is 80% of women run the day-to-day checkbook,
Yep.
making sure the bills get paid. A significantly lower percentage is involved in the investing
Yeah.
side of things and the saving and the accumulation and asset, allocation side of things to that's really jargony, but what it means is that by and large, the investment industry has targeted most of its advertising and marketing to men.
Yep.
It's mostly men in the industry.
Yep. You're bucking that trend,
I am
Barb,
bucking
which
that
is
trend,
good.
and Gradient is bucking that trend. We have a very
Yes.
strong husband-wife team that founded the company,
Yep. Good
and
women in business program
we
for
do.
female financial advisors out there in the industry.
We
Yeah.
do because what we have found is that a lot of women want financial advice, but they're afraid to be talked at instead of
Right.
engaged in a meaningful conversation
Right.
about what their goals are, what their plans are, and where they think they wanna be.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's huge. And it even goes back to it all ties together with, I think, one of the biggest points you made, and I think this is the theme of the last 2 years is don't be afraid to ask the questions.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask the wrong questions, and Barb is here to help you. That's what the show does, is to try to help you ask
Mhm.
the right questions. The show is great and it's helpful, but only if you listen to what Barb says and then use that to ask the right questions of a
Mhm.
trusted financial services professional, because a lot of people are afraid, oh, I'm out of work,
Mhm.
I don't want to rely on others,
I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed, or I can't pay my bills because I haven't gotten a check in this month.
Yes.
I've missed 2 checks already because I've been laid off, the federal employees and
Mhm.
other employees. I mean, a couple of big companies here that are based in Minnesota near where our
Mhm.
studios, they're laying off a lot of people, 1,800 just from corporate offices at Target. And
Mhm.
so there's
14,000 at Amazon.
yes, 14,000 at Amazon. So I mean, but there are many companies laying people off right now because of AI and because of other things. So you need to look at those things and not be afraid to ask for help or get the help you
Mhm.
need and the financial planning you need. Like, okay, I'm laid off. What do I do with my 401k? Do I tap
Right.
it? Do I need to tap it? I'm not 59 and a half yet. What do I do about my retirement funds? Can I live
Right.
off that now? There are so many different questions to ask.
Right, because depending on how old you are, we might be able to access those 401k funds without penalty. And the worst question to ask is the one that you don't ask, because then you never get an answer.
Yeah, then
And just like we were
yeah,
talking about 10 minutes ago, you fill in the gaps in your head with your experiences and your information, and that might not be accurate
right.
information.
Yeah. And you can't just go by what, a neighbor or a buddy at work tell you. You can't be afraid to talk to people about your situation and get the help you need and give Barb and her team a call.
Yeah.
But whether you're if you're a spouse, if you're a wife or a spouse or a woman and you want to get your finances in order, or you're a federal employee, don't be afraid to ask and get the help you need for your situation. Don't play second fiddle to your spouse. Whether you're a man or a woman, you should not do that. You should
No,
both be involved in
you're
the
entitled to
finances.
the knowledge, you're entitled to know
Yeah.
where everything is, you're entitled to know why it's there.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's for both spouses.
it
You should be
is.
working together on these things.
It
Yeah.
is, and, so many divorces come about because of financial issues.
The majority of them, actually.
Right, and it
Over
is
50% are based on financial issues.
right, and, I mean, and in our culture, we would sooner tell you details, intimate details about your life,
Mhm.
than you would intimate details about your bank account.
Right. Yeah, I'd rather give you my weight on air on the show than I would give you my checking account balance.
Right,
Yeah.
and, we are very intentional at our offices about being a judgment-free zone.
Yeah,
We
that's
truly
good.
want to create that pressure-free environment to achieve your financial goals.
Yeah,
That means it's more than just words on a wall to us, and yes, those words are on the wall in our office,
that's
um,
true.
because it is it's just so important and has always been on my heart that people are entitled to education and they are entitled to information, because when you have the tools, you can then know what kind of financial house you're building, plain and simple.
That is so true, Barb. And one thing I've learned over the past 2 years about Barb is that she loves the community, and
Mhm.
you and your company are active in the community and helping others and
We are s
reaching out and community outreach.
Yep, we're collecting for Toys for Tots again this
I
year.
know you
So
are.
exciting.
That's great. And so there's so much positivity behind the show. A lot of times we talk about the problems people face, the uphill
Mhm.
battle women have in the financial world or getting their finances in order, the hurdles they have to overcome, the hurdles that our federal employees are dealing with right now. But also, there's a positive side to what you do. You help women in this situation.
Mhm.
You're there to help federal employees with their benefits when they can't get the answers they need from their jobs, and you want to make sure that you work with somebody who has done this and specialized in this for years.
Mhm.
And Barb, that's what's so great about this show. Every single week, with the exception of a few weeks where
Yeah.
someone's out or we're
Yeah.
traveling, we've done a show each week. So there's a lot of shows. I mean, we basically averaging 50 shows a year is not too shabby.
No, it
That's pretty good.
isn't.
Almost
It
one a
isn't.
week. Yeah.
Yep, because a lot of times we try to make up on those weeks
Yeah,
where
we
we're
do try to
missing.
have a show for each week. So even if we miss our normal recording time, we
Yep.
we make up the show. So I think we've done a good job with that, and you've done a good job educating. I'm just here for the ride to make a few jokes about pizza or whatever. But
You're a good straight man.
for the
You are the Gracie to my George.
right, I'm the mouse to your Mickey. I don't know what that means. I'm grabbing at straws there, but I'm the Dewey to your Huey. I don't know. I don't know. What did somebody
That
say to
means we're
me
both
today?
running away from
I'm the
Donald.
tallow to your lard, somebody
Oh
said to
my
me today.
gosh.
And then I said, that was somebody this morning. And I said, that would be, we should form a folk duo called Tallow and Lard. I said,
That would be like a really great name for a cottage business.
yeah, true. Well, this guy was making his own tallow and lard out of animals that he had, hog and cattle. It's
Wow.
a hog, a side of some beef and a hog that he had. And I'm like, you're making your own lard and tallow? Yeah, to use for cooking. He's a big into cooking. And he's also a financial advisor and a radio show host. So
You'd have to be really big into, I mean, I'm engaged to somebody who's big into cooking, and we thought we were really moving up by putting in a garden and growing a
growing
lot
your
of our
own
own
vegetables.
produce.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am
This guy takes it to the whole other level, right?
I would have a hard time making eye contact with something I was later gonna eat.
No, yeah, no, I'm
Just
I'm
saying.
out. I grew up on a farm and I'm out. That he lost me on that one. But
Yeah.
but seriously, the advice you provide on each and every show is great, Barb. And hopefully the purpose of the show is to get people thinking. I know that's what you want to do, and you want to
Right.
help people. That's the ultimate goal. But get them thinking about asking their questions to a trusted financial services professional, a fiduciary who's going to look out for your best interest. And if you don't have one, or you want a second opinion, or you want the best, I'm not supposed to say
You
that, but
can't say that.
I can't. Work with a trusted financial professional, and Barb is available as a financial professional to
It's
help
an
you.
honor to get to serve somebody in this area of their life. It
Yeah,
really is.
that's nice.
It is a
Rewarding,
mantle
isn't
and
it?
it is, and it's a responsibility that none of us take lightly in the office.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's great. Well, for our 100th show, Barb, I
da
can't
da da
believe it.
da. I
Yeah.
know, I
Fanfare. We should have
know.
fanfare playing, and I don't know what I have for sound effects, but I mean, we have applause. We have.
Oh my goodness.
That we
Even
have.
without headphones, I can hear that.
Yes, yes, our poor listeners. But at any rate, Barb, let our listeners know before we go how they can get a hold of you. I know you're offering a no charge, no obligation consultation.
Yes, it's always good to have a second opinion. You can reach out to us at our website, bgwealthmanagement.com. There's a contact us form there that you can fill out, and a member of our team will reach out to you. Usually it's Christina. Get you on the calendar so you can meet with either myself or another one of our fiduciaries. Or if you like doing things the old fashioned way, you can call us at area code 913-553-6222. Again, select the option for appointments and scheduling, and we will look forward to seeing you.
All right. Thanks, Barb. And
Happy 100, Tony.
happy 100. And listeners and viewers, thanks for hanging with us on our 100th episode of Anchor Your Retirement with our host, Barb Goen.
We'll see you soon.